Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to welcome you all to the Dext training session for today. Getting started with Dext for clients. Getting you set up for effortless bookkeeping. My name is Stephen Darling, and I'm a customer success manager with the Dext Canada team. In this session, we're going to take a look at how you can track and submit your expenses, receipts, and invoices easily and efficiently to your accountant or bookkeeper using Dext. What we are covering today is how to download the Dext mobile app and access your account, how to submit items to your accountant or bookkeeper using the mobile app or our extract by email submission methods. And then finally, we're going to go over how to respond to messages from your accountant or bookkeeper. First, I'm going to highlight just a few of the benefits of using Dext. It's both an easy and fast way to submit your costs through images, receipts, invoices, or PDFs to your accountant or bookkeeper. You can also reduce your tax bill, and it's really great for paperwork and audit security as well. First up, we're going to go over how to download the mobile app. Something to note though, your accountant or bookkeeper will be sending you an invitation to set up your own Dext account. They may actually send it as an email or as a text message, or maybe both. If you do receive the email notification, you can actually click on the link and finish creating your account. This way, it'll open up the page for you to create your own password, as the username will actually already be pre-filled. Once you set up your password, you will be ready to begin accessing your account. If instead you receive a text message, you'll be prompted actually to click on finishing your setup of your account, first by choosing your password, and then you'll be able to access your account. If you do receive the text message, again, you will be prompted to download the Dext app. If you don't receive the text, you can still go to the App Store on your device. This is what you can expect to see on an iOS device. The only thing that you need to enter are your credentials, such as your username and password, and then you'll be able to begin accessing the account. If you're an Android user, you'll also be able to download the app from the Google Play Store. Again, entering your credentials and password before accessing your account. And looking at the app in more detail, you can see that it's probably going to be one of the easiest ways to submit your receipts, invoices, or PDFs to your accountant or bookkeeper. You won't have to keep them in a shoebox or find time to drop them off. You can just easily take a picture and start sending things quicker without having to save any time or receipts any longer. When you first log into the mobile app, you will see the inbox showing you the receipts and invoices you've already submitted. As well, the supplier date, amount, and the current status should also be displayed. This is the view of the app from an iOS device, and this is what you can expect to see on Android. So, looking first at the first method of submission, using the camera, you can easily take and upload a picture or pictures to submit to your accountant or bookkeeper. When you take pictures, you have a few options to choose between. First, using single mode, like the example shown here. If you have just one receipt that you'd like to take a picture of, you can use single mode and take the picture and then just submit it. Second, you could actually use multiple mode. Now, multiple mode is useful if you have a stack or several receipts that you need to upload. Let's say that you have a set of 5 gas receipts from a trip. Rather than submitting them each individually, you can actually switch to multiple mode, take pictures of them, but when you submit them all in that batch, it'll actually be separated and it'll actually create separate individual documents when you submit. The third option is to use combine mode. Now, just to be aware, this is different than multiple mode. Combine mode can be used if you have maybe several pages for the same item or receipt. This will allow you to add multiple pages rather than zooming in just to fit everything in one picture, as the system can automatically combine all the pages and then it'll create one document after you've submitted it. You can also upload PDFs from the mobile app. iOS, it's actually through the gallery option. Android, you can actually do it through the gallery, or Android users actually have the benefit of being able to navigate to their files, select the PDFs that you'd like to upload, and then click Share with Dext. Finally, once you've actually taken and uploaded the photo or PDFs, you will be able to add in any additional information that is perhaps missing. Once again, the picture, once it's been captured, you'll have the opportunity to edit or add in additional information, including the description, perhaps explaining what the expense or category, or even choose a customer. This information is not required to be filled in at this step. However, depending upon your preference or the conversation you've had with your accountant or bookkeeper, they may only require you to take the picture and then they'll take care of the rest. But if you have any specific information you'd like to add or details that you'd like to key in, this may be useful for you to highlight at this stage. Once the information's been submitted in the cost workspace, you will have the opportunity to further update and edit additional information. After the image is submitted and the extraction is finished, it'll be available for you in the cost workspace. From that inbox, you will have the option to select any of the documents, which will open the image, and then you'll be able to expand the item details and click on any of the extracted information. From there, you'll be able to see further information such as the supplier, owned by details, currency, and even tax amounts. Similarly, this is the view from the Android inbox. You can select the document, expand on the details, and review and edit any of the items from your extraction. Now moving on to the next submission method, emailing items in. If you receive invoices from suppliers, you can actually take those invoices and use your email application. You don't need to print them out or send them through traditional mail to your bookkeeper. Instead, you can actually just forward them to Dext, so that way they can access your information and the items. The accountant or bookkeeper they'll be the ones that set your email in address. Once that's been set, to find your email in address from the app, whether iOS or Android, navigate to Settings, then Email In, and you'll be able to see your email in address that was set up for you. You can then copy the address and paste it into an email application to begin forwarding it into Dext. Now with your copied email address, which will end with @dext.cc, you can begin to forward any invoices along. You may also CC your accountant or bookkeeper or add in an additional note or description when sending the item into Dext. It would be helpful if you were to actually save the address as a contact, so that way you won't have to search for it or copy the email in the future. You may also want to consider applying an auto-forwarding rule just to ensure that invoices aren't missed and that they're available in Dext in a timely manner. This is beneficial if you receive multiple invoices regularly from multiple suppliers. You wouldn't need to you'd have to actually set that rule up, in the email application directly, such as Gmail, Outlook, etc. And then that's where you would create your auto-forwarding rule. Now, moving on to messages. We're going to discuss messages, which is an easy way for your accountant or bookkeeper to ask any questions they may have about a particular document or invoice that you might have submitted. So messages will likely just be the easiest way for your accountant or bookkeeper to communicate about any existing items. If you do receive any messages, you will be able to view them in the mobile app. If there's a message or a particular document that you will need to respond to, you can see the text icon in the document by selecting the document, and then from there it'll actually open up in the next tab so you can actually view the information and see what message has been sent to you. The message conversation does remain with the document for audit purposes. This also allows you to stay on top of your expenses and communicate any information easily and quickly between you and your accountant or bookkeeper. Similarly, this is what you can expect to see on the Android devices. You can see from the icon, the document, again, you would select it, and then you'd be able to respond to any of the messages. Another way that your accountant or bookkeeper may actually communicate with you about any missing items is through paperwork requests. So within Dext, if your accountant or bookkeeper has connected your bank feed or maybe used our bank statement extraction tool to access your transactions within Dext, the accountant or bookkeeper will actually have the ability to identify any invoices or receipts that have been submitted or that may be missing from the cost workspace. They will be able to go through the bank feed, identify any transactions that have maybe missing invoices or receipts, and then request the paperwork for that transaction. This is called paperwork requests, and on the mobile app, you will be able to see any requests alongside the messages. In order to review the requests, you just need to see the tab with the messages section. And then if you select the messages, you will see that the request is there, and you have the option to either dismiss it or submit the requested paperwork. If you do submit the paperwork, it'll launch the camera app, and it'll allow you to snap a picture or upload the saved image from your camera roll directly into Dext. If you don't have access to the paperwork, you can let the bookkeeper or accountant know by dismissing the request. Paperwork requests are just an easy way to identify documents easily and in a more timely manner. Once again, this is what paperwork requests look like on an Android device. To review a paperwork request, choose the tab within the Messages section, and as soon as you select the messages, you'll be able to click on the paperwork requests, and then you'll have the option to dismiss or submit the requested paperwork. Okay, so what we covered today. We covered how to download the Dext Prepare app and access your account, how to submit items to your accountant or bookkeeper using the app or our extract by email, as well how to respond to messages from your accountant or bookkeeper. Thank you. If you have any questions, please type them in the question section at the bottom if you haven't already. We will answer them live now. If you don't have any questions now, you can always email our support team at support.dext.com or search for any help articles at help.dext.com. Again, thank you all for joining.